Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 7 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. So, last we left off, Mekamaru was fighting Mahito, and we kind of got our reintroduction to our characters, our main trio, and their dynamic, as well as a girl who has a thing for Yuji, and that's completely fair. It was a nice episode, but ended off in this big fight where Mekamaru is piloting, well, a mech. And it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Because Mekamaru's goal here is to basically escape. Not even to defeat Mahito, but to escape and get to Gojo, where he can be protected, as well as where he can relay the information he has received. We see that despite the fact that he was leaking information and working with the villains, he's not a bad guy himself. He's trying to, find out all this information from them. And on top of it, of course, he wanted to get his body. He wanted to be able to, not have to worry about all the shit he was living through in real life, so he didn't have to constantly puppet, well, his puppets in order to just interact with people and live socially and all. So now he's gotten his body back thanks to Mahito. But now that their contract is fulfilled, the fight begins. So we just have to hope that he's able to escape in time and get to Gojo where he'll be safe. Or something similar, I guess you could say. Something that works, at least. Excuse me. I'm definitely interested to see where this goes at this point. Because this season is shaping up to be pretty interesting. And again, it's supposedly pretty big based on the opening and based on what people have been hyping up. It's supposedly like a really big arc that we're going into for the rest of this season, so I'm definitely curious to see where this goes. All of that being said, we're going to get into this, hope for the best. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, Mekamaru is dead. And I can never remember his actual name, so I'm just going to continue referring to him as Mekamaru. And I think part of it is because he was trying a little too hard to actually defeat Mahito instead of incapacitate him temporarily so he could escape. Because his goal was to escape, to get to Gojo, to be, protected and everything. But instead, he tried to fight him to defeat him. And that, I feel, was his biggest mistake. And I'm not saying that, like, his own actions got him killed or anything. He was honestly in a losing battle from the start. He even with as strong as he is, even with like all the ability and power he has, he's no match for Mahito. But he had to try to do something because Mahito was not going to just let him go. He had to try something. And that was his goal, to either kill or incapacitate him. But then he also like tried to go after Gato when he thought Mahito was dead. It's like, my dude, no. You're getting lost in this fight and forgetting your goal here. So when Mahito um, kind of bursts in afterwards and ends up killing him, it's like, it's really sad because it gives a good focus on him, on Mekamaru as well, showcasing how much he loves Miwa and how much he wants to return to his friends, and it shows how good of a person he genuinely is. But the fact is, he got lost in this fight, and it really did, like, cause his death in a way. It sounds mean to say it like that, you know? It sounds like mean and cruel to blame the victim for his own death. But it's kind of true. It just kind of is. But again, it's like, no matter what, this was a losing fight. Like, I don't think he could have incapacitated Mahito long enough to escape. I don't think there is really any possibility for that. Mahito is just way too fucking strong. He is way too strong, way too durable. His abilities allow him to basically heal himself from anything, as long as it doesn't destroy his soul. He's almost unbeatable. It's like you would have to be exceptional to be able to take him on. Like, Gojo might be the only one who can. But after all of this happens, we then shift to 10 days later. Halloween in Shibuya. And the incident begins. The Shibuya incident that this arc is named for begins. The people celebrating Halloween, having fun in Shibuya, are trapped in by a barrier. A large group of them are funneled. To what end, we don't really know. But they're, like, tornadoed somewhere. And those remaining are just kind of either in a panic trying to get out, or have just kind of accepted whatever's going on at the moment. And it seems like not everything is currently known about, because while we saw the team's briefing and all, it was mentioned, like the dude mentioned, it's like, I went in there and everything, and I saw what was going on. No one was getting hurt or attacked by cursed spirits. It's like, you must not know about the entire tornado thing, then. Unless, like, cursed spirits was just the only thing you were referring to. But a bunch of people got, like, slurped up like that. And, again, we don't know to what end. We don't know, like, where they were taken or what happened to them. But, yeah. And we see that the people inside are being told about Satoru Gojo. They're being told that the only way for them to get out is for Gojo to come in. And so they're, like, basically begging and yelling to have Satoru Gojo come over to the barrier and everything to arrive. And by the end, he does. He does arrive. He does make his way there and enters the barrier. The true meat of this arc is starting a lot earlier than I expected. Like, yeah, we were having this fight with Mekamaru and Mahito. But I didn't expect the Shibuya incident itself. Like, I wouldn't have expected that to start so early. I would have expected, like, some more episodes beforehand. So it's kind of, how do I put it? Concerning, I guess is the best way to put it. We have our different teams. Let me see if I can find all of them here real quick. We have our different teams prepared to act. So, hold on, I just had it. So we have Team Nanami, first of all, which is, of course, Nanami, along with a grade 2 sorcerer named Takuma Ino. I don't know if we've seen him before. He looks a little familiar, but I don't know if we've seen him before. But on top of that, there's also Fushiguro. He's with them as well. And apparently both Ino and Fushiguro are under evaluation for promotion. I mean, we knew Fushiguro was, but again, I don't think... I don't know if I know who Ino is. So, kind of interesting that he's also under evaluation. It is mentioned that he is a, like, what's it called? A upperclassman or something, basically a superior to Fushiguro. Um, but I don't know how much that actually says and everything. Then we have Team Zenin, and this is the one that interests me the most. Okay, so we have Naobito, that's his name, Naobito, um, along with Maki and Nobara. So, Naobito, I assume, is probably Maki and Mai's father? I mean, he's definitely older. He could be father or even grandfather. Um, he's definitely someone we've never seen before, right? He's a grade 1 sorcerer. I don't recognize him at all, so he's probably someone we've never seen before, unless we've seen him in, like, Maki and Mai's flashbacks that were, like, very brief. But he seems pretty cocky and everything, all things considered. Panda is teamed up with Kusakabe, a grade 1 sorcerer and second year teacher at Tokyo Jujutsu High. He seems pretty interesting in terms of his mindset on everything. Also, apparently, according to this, Panda's promotion evaluation is postponed, which is interesting. I don't know if we heard about that before or not, and I'm just forgetting something. And that seems to be the teams. There's those 3 teams. At least for now. There might be more coming, but at least for now, those are the 3 teams. I don't know exactly how this is going to go down, but shit's about to get real. We've already had 1 death. There very well could be more, and I'm hoping there's not, honestly. But there could be. This arc is very hyped up by fans, manga readers especially. I mean, mainly, because they know what's going to happen. Luckily, I haven't seen people spoiling it, which is good. I've just seen people hyping it up. And it's very clearly shown by the opening that this is a very foreboding arc, a very dark arc. Basically, shit's getting real. Like, nothing before this was this serious and this intense. And that's saying something, because there were some intense and serious things. But this is a whole other level. like I said, shit's getting very serious. Shit's getting very bad. And it's really not going to end well, I feel. I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to just wait and watch. Like I think I've said it before, there are a couple things I have been spoiled on. Um, but they're very out of context. And I'll mention them when we get to them. But so far, I could not even tell you where they would come in or how they would come in. Um, so yeah, we'll see. Basically, we'll see how things go down. Like I said, I'll tell you. I'll mention what they are when we get to them. Excuse me. But the thing I'm most concerned about right now is right now it seems like all the teams and everyone like going to defend Shibuya is just the Tokyo branch. The Kyoto branch doesn't seem to be there at all. And I'm wondering if that's maybe because of Mekamaru's death. Do they even know about it? I have to assume like this is like again 10 days after the stuff with Mekamaru because that was said to be like 10 days before Halloween, right? So I'm assuming within 10 days, that's over a week, they would have had to have figured it out. That's almost 2 weeks. Like they would have had it's a week and a half, but they would have had to have figured it out. Like the fact that like his robot there that was with Milo would be non-responsive for so long, and I feel like they would investigate. Now, as to whether or not the Tokyo branch knows about Mekamaru's death is kind of unclear, but I feel like the Kyoto branch would, especially within 10 days' time. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I don't know what to expect going forward. Um, but I'm definitely interested. Definitely excited for this. I'm just glad I managed to stay away from a lot of spoilers and didn't see people posting them and all. Um, that's very good because this is clearly going to be a big deal. So I'm glad I was able to avoid spoilers for this arc and everything coming up, I guess. Um, but yeah, for the time being, let me know in the comments below what did you think of this episode. And yeah, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.